fighting back against addiction.
I didn't want to be around anybody. I didn't talk to anybody. I was depressed most of the time.
A growing drug epidemic happening here in Las Vegas, and the new campaign hoping to reach out to addicts this holiday season. And the gift of giving, the mouths being fed thanks to a group of local volunteers and the lessons these kids are taking home just in time for Thanksgiving.
Now, Nevada's first choice for news. This is Channel 8 News Now, Weekend Edition.
We're going to get to those stories in just a moment, but first we want to update you on some breaking news that we brought to you at 5 o'clock. Metro Police are investigating the discovery of a body near Sahara and Sandhill. Here's a picture where the person was found. We're told the body was located in some kind of hole on a bike path in the area. Investigators are still trying to determine what happened, but they believe the body is that of a homeless person. We'll bring you more information as it does become available. Metro also investigating a deadly shooting. This happened last night at the Foothill Village apartment complex near Trop and Jones. Metro tells us they believe it started as an argument and then ended up with one person shooting the other. The victim was taken to UMC. They did not survive the injuries. Anyone with information on this shooting is asked to give Crime Stoppers a call, 385-5555. The holiday season, it ushers in the spirit of shopping and even dining, but it can easily cause a struggling drug addict to overdose. Sri Harvin shows us how a local rehab is spreading sobriety awareness with a campaign that's called Get Back to You.
Well, you know, prescription pills are a popular drug addiction in Nevada, Chris, and it's easy access, and the sales for these prescription painkillers are just exploding. But a local rehab is spreading a message of sobriety, something one survivor says begins with you.
I love my life.
Jeff Thompson has taken 5 years to utter those 4 words. He's only 23 years old, but started experimenting with drugs at 16.
The first time I used, it was like I was walking around with a headache my whole life and didn't know it until I finally took an aspirin.
Only it wasn't aspirin. First Oxycontin, then heroin, cocaine, and whatever else he could get his hands on. Finally, he hit rock bottom.
I was facing a federal case and I was living out of my car and basically homeless, and I was given the option to go to treatment and get help or go to court.
The Clark County Coroner's Office says prescription drugs have killed almost 2,000 people in the last 5 years here. But Solutions Recovery Rehab has a new campaign they hope will save lives.
Anyone could get lost in drug use.
It's called Get Back to You.
Finding your way back is no easy task.
They can get back some of the things that they used to cherish or dream of, back to family, back to jobs.
Dr. Jane Schmidt is a Solutions drug and alcohol counselor. She says now is the time addicts binge the most.
Holidays for many people with addiction are very, very difficult. Families have been torn apart. Things just are not the way the dreams used to be.
Now Jeff is living his dream of making music. His stage name is Echo, and he's using his sobriety to live out loud.
When I first got sober, we talked about, the fear of using that you have when you first get sober is what keeps you sober. But eventually, the love of sobriety has to keep you sober.
So happy for him. But by the way, Solutions Recovery is just one of many rehabs. But if you need help, you can call their drug and alcohol addiction helpline, toll free 800-771-8599. Chris.
All right, Sri, thanks a lot. 300 families will be able to have a Thanksgiving meal this year because of several community groups of volunteers. They pulled together to pack up some bags of food and they loaded it into vans today. It will all be passed out this week to some of our local elementary schools. Brian Brennan was there and he has more on the spirit of giving.
It makes me feel kind of good to help them.
Tate Molnar and his sister Megan volunteered to help pack up bags filled to the brim with food.
Help them know that someone cares about them because they're giving them food for Thanksgiving.
21. Tate's mother says she wanted her kids to learn about giving.
They can help and get that feeling. You just get a good feeling when you do it. And it's important for them to feel that too.
6 boxes and 2 packets.
WRRP Incorporated teamed up with several sponsors, including Cannery Casinos, the Village Christian Community Church, and Walmart to feed 300 families. The meals will be passed out at Whitney and Ruby Thomas Elementary Schools Monday and Tuesday.
We picked these 2 schools, and we have 150 families at each school. We also have a 3rd school that's begging us for help, and we actually got more than we needed from just over the last couple days, and so we're going to also do this to the 3rd school too.
And
I have cranberry sauce.
Larry Cochran says he can't wait to see all the smiles when the meals get passed out.
Each bag is going to have a can of cranberries, 3 cans of vegetables, a box of stuffing, a box of mashed potatoes, gravy mix, a package of cookies, a couple of cans of fruit cocktail. They'll get a turkey pan, a roasting pan, and a turkey tomorrow with that.
Tate says he hopes the food will bring families to the table so they can experience what Thanksgiving is all about.
Mostly about coming together as a family and thanking people.
Brian Brennan, 8 News Now.
It's not just food that's being donated. Also in each bag, it's a little wooden car that was donated by Toys for Smiles. Some of our local athletes, they are also joining in the season of giving. Today, the Cheer for Charity event. It happened at Cimarron High School. It's a food drive that it's put on by the Vegas Cheer Authority. Local cheer programs come together for an open invitation showcase. The admission to watch them in action, a minimum of 1 non-perishable food item.
The biggest thing is I want to use the girls to be able to show them that they can do something that they love and help the community at the same time. So it's a great opportunity for them to come out.
This is the 3rd year of the Cheer for Charity fundraiser. All of the donated goods will go to the Las Vegas Rescue Mission. The food will not only be used for Thanksgiving holiday, but also all year round. Vegas Cheer Authority donated 47 pounds of food last year, and they wanted to double that this year. If you would like to send a little piece of home to our troops serving overseas, it's easy as going to the grocery store. This weekend, Munchies for Troops fundraiser was held. Sunny Erlinger started organizing this event after her son passed away while serving. He was killed last year in Afghanistan, just 2 weeks before he was scheduled to return home. Erlinger now holds these fundraisers with the goal of filling up some boxes of goodies to send overseas. She says these snacks can help boost morale and also help the troops.
This time our goal is 200 boxes. So if we can fill 200 boxes to send to Afghanistan, that would be an amazing goal to reach. And I think everyone's coming down today. We're going to meet that goal.
She plans on packing up and shipping the boxes out on December 8th. It is a big task, so volunteers are needed. If you would like to help her or maybe make a donation, go to our website, 8newsnow.com, and the key word there is troops. If you plan on filling up, you're going to be a little bit happier to hear this. Prices are going down slightly. According to the Lundberg survey, prices at the pump has dropped 7 cents over the past 2 weeks. Right now, the average $3.47 a gallon. But here in Las Vegas, we're paying a little more. According to AAA, it will cost an average of $3.59 a gallon to fill up here. That's 5 cents less than it was last week. Southern Nevada will soon have a monument which will recognize American military members who served in the Cold War. A groundbreaking ceremony was held this weekend for a $100,000 project. And according to the Review-Journal, it will also honor 14 men who died in a plane crash near the top of Mount Charleston 57 years ago. The memorial is being built in Kyle Canyon. Buildings destroyed and lives lost. The talk's going on right now to put an end to the fight that's happening in Israel and what U.S. leaders are saying today about that violence.
This portion of 8 News Now is brought to you by Henderson Chevrolet. You're watching 8 News Now Weekend Edition with Chris Saldaña. The news for Southern Nevada is now.
Today, President Obama kicked off his 3-day tour in Southeast Asia. He arrived in Bangkok and met with the Thailand's Prime Minister. He also visited the country's king at a hospital, accompanied by Secretary of State Hillary Clinton. Tomorrow, Mr. Obama will make a historic trip to Myanmar. He will be the first sitting American president to visit. He will finish his 3-day tour in Cambodia. The president says Israel has the right to defend itself at the Gaza Strip. He said today no country on earth would tolerate missiles raining down on its people. This is what it looks like there. Ceasefire talks between Israel and Hamas, they are underway in Egypt, but not before more violence. Today, 11 people were killed, including some women and kids. Israeli officials say they will end the attacks on Gaza if Hamas agrees to stop launching missiles into Israel. The growing conflict in the Middle East, it has U.S. leaders concerned. Arizona Senator John McCain says we should be as heavily involved as possible.
I'm not sure how much influence that this administration has. Remember, the president's first priority in 2009 was the Israeli-Palestinian peace process. Obviously, there was no progress there, and there's various reasons for it. We won't waste the time.
Senator McCain also talked about the Iron Dome. He said without the anti-missile system, the Israelis would be in the Gaza Strip right now. He was referring to a ground invasion and later added it was important to promote diplomatic solutions to the conflict. 4 people have been arrested in connection to a Los Angeles County shooting that sent the sheriff's deputy to the hospital. The arrests were made yesterday, and the sheriff says the suspects were members of a gang known for its violence. More than 100 deputies and other law enforcement were searching for the men following the shooting. Deputy Hitt had to undergo surgery, but is said to be in a stable condition. 6 people are recovering after 2 helicopters, police helicopters, collided in California. They hit over a helipad when one of them was trying to take off and the other was trying to land. The collision caused some extensive damage to both aircraft, crumbling the tail and breaking the blades of one and causing the blades to fall off the other. 5 police officers and a civilian had to be taken to the hospital. Fortunately, though, they all survived. A zoo in mourning, the animal found dead at this popular family destination, and why police say it's death, it was no accident. Plus, airing it out in Houston. What record the Texans quarterback nearly broke today? Scott has that story later in sports.
Now, Nevada's first choice for news. This is Channel 8 News Now, Weekend Edition.
The zoo in Boise, Idaho is mourning the loss of one of its animals today. One of its patas monkeys was found dead yesterday following an early morning break-in. According to a police department, a necropsy, similar to an autopsy, it shows the animal died from blunt force trauma to the head and neck. He was the only animal hurt, but the zoo director said everybody is devastated.
There's no reason for this to happen, and so everybody here is taking it very hard. The zoo staff was very upset. Lots of tears and confusion, anger.
Police are now looking for 2 suspects in this crime. As for the zoo, they're looking to see what now they're going to have to do with the surviving monkey. There were only 2 of them, and because monkeys are social animals, there's concerns about the surviving one's welfare. If they can't replace its friend, they may have to move it to another zoo. Superstorm Sandy didn't just leave people homeless, it also devastated the lives of some pets. Some of them are starting more than thousands of miles away in San Diego to arrive there. 60 cats and dogs took the cross-country flight to their new home. Check out those little guys. They were living in shelters waiting to be adopted, but after the storms hit, thousands of other pets separated from their families, so they needed a place to live. It was decided if the shelter animals couldn't find homes, they would be put to sleep. Instead, rescue groups came together to save them and flew them out west for a fresh start.
You know what? I'd probably fly to San Diego, too.
Would you?
I really would.
After all that bad weather, wouldn't you?
Absolutely.
It always amazes me. The littlest puppies are the ones that think that they're just so big and bad.
Yeah, I know. Tell me about it.
What's going on? We got Turkey Day in 4 days.
Oh, wow.
And it's going to be a nice forecast, you said.
Nice forecast, yeah, and I could smell the gravy already. We're getting there. Hey, a live look outside right now from a camera on top of the stratosphere shows a nice night tonight. We've got a few clouds that are out there, but unfortunately, they are not going to bring us any precip or any rain tonight. All right, let's get right now to the numbers and show you exactly what's going on. Currently, the north part of the valley, you are in the 60s at this hour. Not too bad this evening. Bruce and Owens is 62 degrees. Fort Apache and Ann currently at 58. We're at 61 for Silverado Ranch, Cactus and Jones at 60 even. Elsewhere, Mount Charleston 38 and cold up there. It's going to be a chilly night up in Old Town. 58 for Prump right now. Searchlight, you're checking in at 57 degrees, and we're currently at 68 for the lake. What did we hit for highs for the day today? Take a look. Low 70s. I'd say we were down a digit or 2 compared to yesterday. 69 way up in Fort Apache and Ann, 71 for College, and 95 to the 60s for the southwest part of the valley. 66 Sandy Valley. Bullhead City and Laughlin came in at 77 to 76 degrees, and Searchlight at 66 for you. Officially, the high for the day today hit 70 even. We should be at 65 for this time of the year. Had an overnight low of 56 degrees because the cloud cover kept some of the warmth in. Meanwhile, as far as the lower 48 states go, really not much going on. Not too much severe weather. In fact, I haven't seen any at all. But all the action seems to be way off into the Pacific Northwest. You see all the rain heading to Seattle all the way to Portland, the Rose City. Got a cold system out there that's pushing that through. Cold front already starting to slice through. That's providing some snow in the mountains, some high wind warnings in the Oregon Cascades. Washington Cascades got that winter storm warning there up in Chelan and up in Leavenworth. Meanwhile, speaking of rain, look at the radar sweeps. Not picking up any here in Las Vegas or into southern Nevada. Of course, we've got some of that rain activity moving in the windward side of the Sierras, and it's sort of hitting there and just dissipating. So we're not anticipating any of that rain to reach us. Not tonight, nor the early part of the week. We do have a parade of storms that will be heading to the Pacific Northwest, but see this jet stream here? It's going to stay kind of flat and over us. We call that a zonal flow, so all that's going to stay to the north and steer clear of us, but it will be there enough to warm us up back to the low 70s, we think, as we approach the weekend and into the holiday. You can see we'll have a few high clouds here and there for Tuesday, maybe even on Wednesday too. Tonight, some scattered clouds for our forecast, 53 degrees for the overnight low, scattered clouds. Little gusty at times too for our winds. 67 for tomorrow, sunny and near average with light winds expected for our Monday. Meanwhile, your 7-day forecast, upper 60s, lots of sunshine here, and as we head into Turkey Day, we'll be in the low 70s, and then maybe the mid-70s as we head into the weekend. Black Friday, for all you people that are going to be out there in the morning, you know, waiting for those stores to open, should be in the low to mid-50s. I'd still bring a jacket. Can't get myself to sit out there yet.
No, and it actually seems warmer this year compared to the last few years.
Yes,
when folks are out there waiting days before, they're really bundled up.
And they've been bundled up this year. I don't think it'll be really a problem. So.
All right. Thanks a lot.
All right.
What do you got for us? NFL, what else do you have?
Yeah, coming up in sports, we're going to fill you in on today's NFL action, including a near record-breaking day from an unlikely source. Plus, NASCAR crowning a new champion, why the suspense kind of got sucked out of the final few laps. Plus, how one play in yesterday's UNLV football game told the story of the entire season. Sports is next.
From 8 News Now, sports with Scott Bemis.
What's happening, everybody? Well, at 4-5 and 2 games back of the Broncos in the AFC West, you could argue that today's game at Denver, a must-win for San Diego if they wanted a chance at a division title. Chargers actually looking for a 4th straight win in Denver. Looked good early. Peyton Manning picked by Eric Weddle, 23 yards the other way. Here we go, 7-zip. But Manning would get it together. He usually does, finding Demaryius Thomas. Nice footwork. Originally ruled it out, but overturned on review. Then third quarter leading 17-9, Manning to Eric Decker. Chargers try to make it interesting late, but not enough. They fall 30-23. Their playoff hopes are fading. In Houston, meantime, the 8-1 Texans on the ropes as 15.5-point favorites over Jacksonville. Trailed by 14 with 12 minutes left when Matt Schaub caught fire. Finds Garrett Graham for a couple scores to tie it at 34. Then in OT, Schaub to Andre Johnson. That's your game winner. 5 TD passes, 527 yards passing for Schaub. Second most yards in NFL history. Texans escape 43-37. Houston game, one of 3 early games that went to overtime. Cowboys and Bucks also get wins in extra time. Despite 6 turnovers, the Falcons squeak by the Cards, while the Packers win their 5th straight contest. Chiefs are going in the other direction. They've now lost 7 straight. Jets get to 4-6 with a win over the Rams. Redskins pound the Nick Foles-led Eagles. Saints, hey, they're back to 500, folks. And one more score. In New England, Tom Brady outplays rookie Andrew Luck as the Pats win big. Well, the long NASCAR season concluding today in Miami, where Brad Keselowski just needed to finish 15th or better to guarantee himself his first Sprint Cup title. The only other driver had a chance, 5-time champ Jimmy Johnson. Now, Las Vegas Kyle Busch had a good showing, won a majority of the laps, finished 4th. For a while, Johnson was running good. Keselowski was running in the middle of the pack, but all the suspense ends when JJ has a mechanical issue. Jeff Gordon actually wins the race. Keselowski gets the larger prize. Yeah, that big trophy. Finishing 15th today, captures his first series title.
I just feel so fortunate to be where I'm at right now in life and with racing, to have guys like this around me, because you're a product of who you surround yourself by, and I'm surrounded by the best.
All right, college football now, where the Rebs season could pretty much be summed up in one play. In yesterday's loss to Wyoming, early third quarter, Rebs were trailing 28-17 when they pull off the perfectly executed fake field goal. They're going to get the TD, have all the momentum on their side. Nope, not so fast. Caleb Herring, he loses the ball. It goes out of the back of the end zone. Instead of a TD, we got a touchback. Yeah, it kind of sums up the season, doesn't it, Coach?
That's probably apropos, Steve. You know, we run option play out of field goal formation for a touchdown, and it comes down to Caleb putting the ball away. And even if we have to go down on the one, you know, it's just that's pretty much a shame. You know, it is kind of in a play you could say that.
You can see the pain on Coach Jack's face. Well, just a reminder, much more with Bobby on UNLV Game Time tonight after the 11 o'clock news. He'll go in depth about yesterday's loss and look ahead to the season finale this week at Hawaii. Well, from football to basketball, where the 18th ranked Runnin' Revs moved to 2-0 with a 77-58 win over Jacksonville State last night. They were led by their preseason All-American Mike Moser, who had a nice bounce-back game offensively, leading all scorers with 19 after putting up only 2 in the season opener.
Mike's attitude was terrific in game 1. Only got 2 points, got 11 rebounds, practiced extremely hard, and I think he set a great example for our guys. Comes into this game and 19 points and 10 rebounds, and it all speaks to his leadership.
All right, things get a little more difficult for the Revs now as they'll host Oregon at the Thomas & Mack on Friday, then play the winner of Cincinnati and Iowa State the following day. Finally, one of the all-time greats returned to the octagon in impressive fashion last night as George St. Pierre won a unanimous decision over Carlos Condit, thereby unifying his UFC welterweight belt, which had been on loan to Condit while GSP spent the last year and a half recovering from reconstructive knee surgery. Now here's the cool part. It looks like a super fight with UFC middleweight champ Anderson Silva could be next for GSP. As Silva said yesterday, he's interested in making that happen. And that's one of the biggest fights, if not the biggest, you could see in that organization. So that would kind of be like, I don't know, Burns and Leonard getting together.
I'm still on GSP.
GSP.
That's what it goes by.
Yeah, if you're cool in the UFC ranks, it's GSP.
All right,
you know?
what would I be? CSA?
Yeah, you
TFO?
would.
TFLO?
Yeah, what's your middle name? I don't even know.
Well, where's Christopher Ray?
Okay.
Thanks.
CRS.
Changes for the local Social Security offices, why hours are being cut, and what workers will be doing with the extra time that they now have, and how it's going to hurt the direct public. Plus, the bizarre video goes viral, what led a man to dress as a clown and police officers getting into a fight on a public street with him. If you're still hoping to get your hands on some Twinkies, just head online. Hours after Hostess announced its plans to close its doors forever, people flocked to the stores to fill their shopping baskets with boxes of the cream-filled sponge cakes. Many then turned around and put them on the market like eBay or Craigslist. Some are on sale for thousands of dollars, and contrary to popular belief, Twinkies don't last forever. Most bought in stores this weekend carry an expiration date of early December. But I've seen already that there's similar stuff to the Twinkies. They're just not called Twinkies.
Really?
Yeah, like cream something. So,
wow.
We'll see that. 60 Minutes is next. We'll see you back here tonight at 11.